What's my name?
Daddy.
My homies got it in for the Lolo. Told them hit me with a brick like Depot. Paulie with the ladder in the back with the strap. Try me if you want, my niggas really on go. Take it back to the trap, flipping packs. Ain't nothing just for me to make a phone go. Couple dime pieces and they on go. Girl say she wanna lick me like a snow cone. I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no. Hold up, it's time to flex with kids on go. Spin the check and make it back, yeah, that's on go.
What's up, it's your boy Paulie. Welcome back to the channel. You could tell by the title exactly what we're getting into today. This is top 10 scary Simpsons predictions you don't want to come true. I'm not going to do a whole bunch of talking because this is a 10-minute video and I don't want it to be much longer than that. But if anybody knows me, then I'm not what you would call a conspiracy theorist. I wouldn't call myself that, because conspiracy means things that tend to not be true and like you're crazy. Most of the things I believe are true. It's just not knowledge that people really want to accept in society. Don't mean it ain't true. It just means y'all don't want to accept it. I just like to think outside the box.
Everyone knows The Simpsons. It's the longest running animated series in history, and it has and will continue to have massive impact on our pop culture, even going so far as to predict it. We've seen the show make all sorts of crazy predictions that came true. Apple products, presidents, disasters, you name it, The Simpsons did it. But there are plenty of things they said would happen that never did, and even more that have yet to happen. So here are 10 scary Simpsons predictions that we don't want to come true. Allons-y! Number 10, interactive holograms. The season 11 episode Bart to the Future has been one of the most mentioned Simpsons episodes when it comes to predictions. It helps that it takes place in 2030, which at the time I'm recording this is still 8 years away. If YouTube is still around then and you're watching to see if any of these came true, let me know in the comments. I promise that I'll check. The episode most notably correctly predicted that Donald Trump would become president, but there were some other things that have yet to happen that could mean trouble for us in the future. In the beginning of the episode, Bart is watching Itchy and Scratchy, the gory version of Tom and Jerry, but instead of on the TV, he is watching a 3D hologram. While these are close to becoming a reality with the likes of Tupac and even Homer himself being shown as holograms on stages, a 3D hologram that is interactive is far from our capabilities right now. The scary part of this is when blood gets sprayed all over the walls of the Simpson home from the cartoon. While the idea of an interactive hologram is cool, in practice I think that it could provide some real nightmare fuel. Number 9, virtual takeover. I'm a lover of VR. You know, my headset probably gets the most use out of all of my gaming consoles, so I love the idea of VR becoming more immersive, and we're making some huge strides, like haptic technology that allows us to feel things happening in the virtual world, or full body and face capture technology to allow realistic bodies and movement in games. But one thing that is yet to happen that could be on the way is a mass adoption of VR on the scale of what happens in season 28 episode 2, where Mr. Burns discovers VR and the whole town of Springfield is using it to a point of near societal collapse. While virtual reality allows for some amazing things to happen and augmented and mixed reality have some more practical non-gaming applications, it's not out of the realm of possibility for us all to be walking around with some sort of crazy device strapped to our heads in the future that allows us to change the world we see. But the implications of losing touch with reality can be massive, and the episode proves it. So let's hope that if VR takes off like I think it can, that we keep our feet on the ground and in touch with the real world around us, and take the goggles off from time to time, or we'll forget to take care of our actual reality. Number 8, hologram trees. The episode Lisa's Wedding from season 6 takes place in 2010, 15 years from 1995 when the episode was released, and unsurprisingly many of the predictions of the future have yet to come to pass, like Big Ben being replaced with a digital interface. But one that we should definitely not want to happen is the hologram trees that we see. While the thought of being able to switch from coniferous to deciduous at the drop of a hat is pretty fun, if they're just aesthetic, we could be in a world of trouble. Trees filter CO2 from our air and give us back oxygen, which is pretty nice of them. And unless the holograms have some CO2 scrubbing tech to come with them, replacing real ones with projections will have a dramatic impact on our atmosphere. We can already see the beginnings of this with deforestation, so let's focus on our real arborist friends rather than holographic ones. Number 7, Robot Rebellion. Them Robot was the 17th episode of the 23rd season, and in it we see Mr. Burns replacing all of his employees with robots except Homer.
That's a thing for real. In, what was it? In Cali, they signed a thing saying that robots are allowed to use deadly force, like, if need be. What is going on? So we can barely use deadly force. If somebody comes in my house, I have to be in imminent danger to use deadly force. But you allow robots to use deadly force. They say if need be, but still, why a robot gets the same? A robot gets the same. Oh, okay. Let's just play it. That's crazy, and it's happening.
But one seems to be developing a personality when it understands Homer's working hard or hardly working joke. Homer eventually messes with the robots so much that they ignore the laws of robotics and attempt to kill Springfield residents. Obviously, this would spell disaster in the real world, as it does in the show, and we're moving towards more and more automation in the workplace, allowing humans to work less dangerous jobs and eventually allowing us to hopefully spend more time living life than working our time away. But we are nowhere near that point yet. The Simpsons dabbles with the idea of few times, like in the episode Itchy and Scratchy Land, where the animatronics gain sentience and attack parkgoers, a la Five Nights at Freddy's. AI gaining sentience has been the device of science fiction horror stories for such a long time, but it's becoming closer and closer to a real-life issue. Heck, there's even a robot named Sophia with AI so advanced that she was granted citizenship in Saudi Arabia. I don't want to deal with real-life Cybermen when the Cyberium takes over, so maybe we should slow down on the whole giving robots consciousness thing. Number 6, French fiasco. The French have been an ally to the Western world for the entirety of modern history, but in Treehouse of Horror 8, all of that is thrown out the window when Mayor Quimby makes an apparently offensive frog's legs joke and refuses to apologize, telling them to do their worst. Even Marge joins in on the jabs by saying, "You know how unpredictable the French are. One minute they're kissing a woman's hand, the next they're chopping off her head." Well, the French president didn't take too kindly to this and starts a war by launching a neutron bomb that levels the town, leaving Homer as the last person alive in all of Springfield, and we all know that leaving Homer alone is a terrible idea. Now, it should be painfully obvious why France launching missiles aimed at the US would be something we don't want to happen, but that's not the only scary prediction from this episode. Number 5, teleportation. In Fly vs. Fly, the second story in this episode, Homer buys a teleportation pod from Professor Frink for 50 cents. A damn good deal if you ask me, but maybe too good to be true, as the rest of the episode shows some of the terrors that could come with this tech. Instantly arriving somewhere else on the Earth after simply stepping into a pod has been a dream of many scientists for centuries, and the practical applications would change society as we know it. And there have been some crazy advancements, like the Chinese scientists who teleported particles to a satellite in space. But in the episode, we get a warning of the dangers that could lie ahead, with reference to the classic science fiction horror, The Fly. We see the loyal Simpson pets, Santa's Little Helper, and Snowball 2 becoming merged together Cronenberg style, and Bart gets the idea to turn into a superhero with the power of flight by merging with a fly. Clearly he didn't see what happened to Jeff Goldblum, but life finds a way. And Bart and the Fly switch heads when their DNA is merged together, leading to the horror show of what the family has to deal with. I don't know about you, but I don't plan on mixing my DNA with any other creatures, so until that's sorted out, I'll stick with the TARDIS. Number 4, colonization of Mars. Season 27, episode 16, has the Simpsons signing up to be some of the first colonizers of the Red Planet, albeit somewhat unwillingly, and eventually their trip turns out to be a scam perpetrated by the scientists, whose rocket fails to start, and when they try to flee the scene, their car can't start either. But at the
Alright, I'm gonna stop it here. I'm gonna stop it here. I'm not gonna say too much. I'm not gonna say anything. If y'all would like me to react to another one of these, I will, but I'm just gonna turn this one off. If you like this video, don't forget to like it. What? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it. Like the video, it helps a lot. Comment down below what you want me to react to next, and subscribe if you are brand new to the channel. If you've done all those things, you want to do one more thing? If you can, please. I mean, you don't have to. But if you choose to, Cash App's right over top. Cash App me $1. It helps the channel go straight to the channel, helps to do improvements, and make this experience better for everybody. That's the end of this video. I love y'all so much, and I will see y'all next time.
Got me checking on the clock. Where you get that attitude, I got it from the block. Chopsticks come out, they go do gymnastics. Felt for his loss, yeah, felt fantastic. Bastard. bastard face shot. They gon' close the casket, thinking he a rapper, we gon' turn him to an actress. I don't ever start shit, but I ain't finna panic. If something don't add up, I just start subtracting. We ain't finna fold, we just keep adapting. I be on that Paulie shit, see, I just be reacting. Couple shots hit him, lay him out in chalk, shot him in the mouth, that was for the talk. Saying it's my time, got me checking on the clock. Where you get that attitude, I got it from the block.